Okay. So we are streaming. That's fun. I need to stop saying and I used to put so much effort into cutting them out, and I've noticed that they're coming back. So I think I need to decide to just be completely silent instead of saying and because frankly, when someone says that's literally the onomatopoeia for their brain just like loading. You're just listening to stalling. You're just listening to them think. It's weird. It's kind of gross, honestly. Yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna produce music. We're just gonna do that. So yeah, that's what we got. All right, immediately. I don't like the xylophone. I don't know why I thought I could make that work here. I can't. There's a sound I do not like. What is that coming from? It's not coming from that. It's you. You probably aren't any good at all. Why are you here? That doesn't sound right. Hold on, I'm fixing a bunch of stupid automation stuff. Yeah, so we shouldn't be able to hear the like higher harmonic part of the transient. But we can. Yeah, it's you. It's always you, man. It's just straight up, what, attack on this? Really? That's disappointing. I guess we can keep that down. Are we using it? We're using that at the end. Just change this to, I don't know, some shit. mini meters up. I goofed. Okay, that was a little bit better. Yeah, that's better, honestly. Way better. You know, I kind of don't like. Why did I switch the thing to over here? No, don't. When did I do that? I'm terrible at streaming, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. What was I trying to think of? Oh, the glitch sounds. The big glorpy, schlorpy, schloopy doop. To go schloop. I don't know where they are. Where the fuck is it? I'm sorry, what? They gotta fix that, dude. I guess no, it is visible actually. Skill issue on my part. I thought it was in a nested group. Sometimes when like if this is inside of a group, inside of this group, and then I close it, never mind, you can still see it. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I swear I've seen this as a bug before though, where like nested groups end up being invisible and you can't see the object inside of it. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it's never been an issue and I'm just bad. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff with Simplant. One of the first videos on my YouTube channel is just showing off cool shit with Simplant that you can do. This one right here, a bunch of super cool generative stuff you can do by automating a bunch of Simplant patches. How do I keep getting lost in this fucking project file? Okay, here. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. No. Am I insane? Was this not completely empty a second ago? I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Hold on. I'm looking back at the stream VOD now because I want to see if I'm. Yo, no, I'm not crazy. I think. Yeah. Look at this. Okay, right here. I'm looking for the things playing inside the synths group. The resolution is so bad. Really? We're at 1080 right now, and it looks like that? I hope not. Jesus fucking Christ. How do I close this? I don't fucking care about the... I'm gonna freak out, man. I'm freaking out. Go away. It can't go away. That's cool. Anyways, this synths group, there's nothing in it. You see nothing in it, right? And then I open the thing, and I find it, and I start complaining, and I close it, and now that I closed it, you could see the synths in there. We just, what is this? New Ableton bug? How long has this been a thing? I mean, I've noticed this kind of thing before, but I didn't know it just appears and disappears. Like, that's so frustrating. What? Yeah, all right. Story behind my artist name is Paliac or Pyliac or as Mr. Leaky said, Mr. Papalkakauk. You can call it whatever. I don't know, I spent a while trying to find a cool name, and then I discovered that there's a moon of like Saturn or something called... Don't feed me AI slot, please. Jesus Christ. Just... It's an irregular satellite of Saturn, which is just basically, it's a funny moon. And I was like, that looks kind of cool. What if I make the second A an I? And then it's like a Rorschach image, kind of like a palindrome, but not mirror image thing. Like, visually looks kind of cool. And I'm the only thing on the internet with that name. So even when I had like 100 SoundCloud followers and no one knew who I was, if you searched that word, I was the only thing that popped up, which is kind of cool. The only downside, though, is, like you said, no one knows how to pronounce it, and no one knows how to spell it either, because it's spelled fucking weird. So, yeah. Also, I regret... Well, some services forces you to have a capital letter in the beginning, but it's definitely a lowercase p. And I think it's too late for me to, like, work with distributors to change the name to be a lowercase now. I don't know. The way groups display visually is doctors in multiple ways. Let me resize it without expanding it. Yeah. Yeah. What the frickin' heck is... What's up with that? What if I just want to look at the automation inside of it, but you have to have it... Yeah. That's super annoying. And then also, you know, the ghost audio lanes inside of it that don't exist otherwise. Discord makes the pail... yes, actually, you're totally right. Yeah, so the Discord is called the lunch pail. So it is Paliac, yeah. Slayerificated and Forge It From Within show up. Nice. Nice to see y'all. Well, first of all, I don't like this build-up. I know I'm using delays somewhere. Where am I putting the delays? Yeah, you get too quiet there. And then maybe we can even like just give it a little puff of reverb right there. Also, I want to kill the distortion at this point on this sound because it gets super minimal and you want it to sound clean. Right? That doesn't sound good. Yeah, let's just hit him with a no distortion for a moment. Except, why is it so quiet? I guess there's... Oh yeah, it goes into a flat line. So we still want a utility at the end. Still clipping a little bit against the limiter, I think. Actually, no, there's another saturator over here. We just want it clean just for a moment, y'all. Hey, thank you, Slayerificated. Yeah, I want the titles to inspire people. Like, sometimes I'll just title it, like, put my daily reps in for music making, just to remind people that, like, this is a practice, right? Music production, artistry, being an artist, being a musician is a practice, meaning you have to practice it. You got to do it. What are the odds of me making a big room EDM track in this life? The big room house is like very 2012. It's not happening. Unless I could fit squid sounds into it and turn it into weird psychedelic IDM, but then it's not going to be big room, so. What is fucking clicking, dude? I think it is this guy. What is it? Yeah, it is this guy. That's very obnoxious. Stop. And then the fucking oh. You're way too loud now. I don't know what I did to you. And then like right there's like a weird delay splash that sounds bad. Was that what I heard? What's going on? Yeah, the kick sidechain to this thing, it's kind of sucko. 10 millisecond delay? That might have fixed it. That guy, kind of cool, but it also sticks out like a sore thumb in a way. Maybe we can like... That's kind of cool. Now it's like winding up to the snare. I like that. And then let's get rid of you. Is it you? Yeah, you don't belong here, man. I wonder what this would be like in halftime. I mean, we're at 70 BPM, so you're basically asking for me to play it at quarter time, because this is already in halftime. This would be double time. Like, it could, if you made it way less busy, that could work. Yeah, that don't work, man. don't like the low mids that get added here. I think it's a shifter delay. Yeah, are we turning on? No, it's off. It's not from you, really. Is it from you? Okay, this guy is the culprit. This guy is kind of annoying. I think we're just going to do like painful, slow, and meticulous automation and turn on and off different effects just for different sections now. Just because I don't want to do big changes to the whole track. It's like a little bit better. And then maybe we can even. Yeah, just a little something like that. Where's the reverb? It's just the fucking saturation on this guy just sucks, frankly. It is just not good. So what we're gonna do, where's the bit where I remove the saturation entirely? Just on the downbeat over here. We're gonna take this little portion here, this little guy, and we're just gonna copy and paste him every 8 bars. Okay. Forgot I completely muted all the fun stuff. There's some extra shit we don't need. You're okay, I think. You're probably also okay? Where's the ooh? There's a little really low frequency guy. Yeah, you don't need to be there, Bo. No. Yeah, you're probably all irrelevant at this point. Music Coop. Oh, right, we're in 20 notes per octave. I forgot. Import, tuning. Okay, we want another envelope. Add modulation envelope 2. And then I want to know what this looks like because I'm bad without... I'm not good at envelopes unless I can see them, man. Okay, bud. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to make this work. Um, that's kind of funny. I'm not that it sounds like ass. It doesn't work. It's a weird song. But we're fixing stuff. We're finding stuff and chipping away at all the little problems in it. So that's good. That's good. We're making progress. Um, didn't I have an idea for... I was listening to this today and I thought I think I have to do a lot of subtractive work on this song. I need to make the first half of it better. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be a shorter live stream today. I have to wake up early tomorrow, do a bunch of stuff. Should be good. Should be very fun. In the meantime, I need to start working on like a script, or at least just start recording my next spatial panning video. I'm pretty much at that point, so that's exciting. But I spent a good chunk of today. Let's see if I can find the document just to share what we've been up to. Okay, so I got a big DSP pipeline. I got this all mapped out. I've been working on yeah, this needs to be removed. Basically, I'm making the algorithm as like clean and short as possible for the 3D spatial panning thing. I guess this isn't interesting. I don't know. I'm trying to fill fucking time until the thing is done. But I found this is super, super useful for planning and figuring out the architecture and whatnot instead of reading lines of code. Make robots just create a signal flow diagram, and then you could very, very, very clearly see how everything interacts with each other. It is neat. All right, anyways, we got this song. Wait, what did this one sound like? Yeah, well, there's way less. No. Okay, I need to organize this because this is a fucking nightmare, and I've been dealing with a nightmare for a really long time at this point, and I've just never actually tried to organize this shit. Like this, does this even need to be in here? Kinda. No. Yeah. No. Am I using the panning VST in this track? I don't think I am. I probably will at some point, but I'm just trying to get the chords and the mix to just sound decent right now. And there's just two... It's one of those things, I think, where I keep adding layers to try to fix it. That's supposed to be like that. I keep adding layers and layers and layers trying to fix things, and then the layers end up being a problem themselves, you know? Like, where's... Oh, this guy. You suck. We don't need you. Get out of here. Genre, down tempo? Down tempo? I don't know. Yeah, I felt like something was wrong with this filter. Everything's busted right now. I love the spellbook, but it does have this reoccurring bug where, like, when projects crash or just when it decides to misbehave, then it unmaps from everything. And if you have racks that use frequently, that can be really annoying. It can be very, very annoying. Why does it all cut there? Why is it all cut right there? What's going on? I don't remember doing that. Everything just cuts right there. It's kind of crazy. It's not coming from that? Why are you still doing it? song's too wide. It's just too wide in general. Didn't I lowered the width on like a fair bit. It's still pretty fucking wide. I don't know. Yeah, we should work on this one. I'm over it, but I gotta work on it. Gotta do it. You know what I really need to do is I need to learn how to play that song on my synth. And then play to it, frankly, because the synth sounds amazing. I need to be able to do it. Okay, we have this song. Fuck, I hate this song now. No, no. Is it just me or did this just pitch up like an octave? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? Oh my god, wait. I thought this bug was gone. Are you serious? The pitch bend MIDI breaking everything bug? That's still not fixed. It's so noticeable now. What? Where is it? Oh, there's another one. Okay. Wait. Let's Command Z. Command Z. Now do it. What's up, QWERTY? Welcome. It's just that right there. It's still doing it. What does it look like on the spectrogram? It's a nightmare. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Can we just EQ it out temporarily? Mildly? Kind of. Where's the bad one? You suck, bro. Getting rid of you. What is that weird? All the hides disappear for a second. What the fuck is that? Is it on the drums? Some shit like that. Why do you do that, bro? Holy shit. What the fuck is your problem? I turned the distortion all the way down. Okay, you're still doing it. You're still doing it. We have another one? Okay, we have 3 roars on this really high frequency thing for some reason. Mr. Leaky, he's just a regular guy. Don't mind him. And mute that. It cuts off in a weird way. What do we need to do? I mean, we could just like fucking flood it with reverb right here. Kind of does the thing. That guy's kind of good. shit does not carry over, which is annoying. So we go to the Osmos. This thing. Like, why does that not actually carry over? I mean, I'm full sending the reverb. I guess the reverb's turned down a good bit at this point. Thank you, Wiz Paparazzi. I hate this song at this point. I've listened to it so many fucking times. I've been working on this for probably hundreds of hours. Not hundreds, there's no way. Maybe. It's been on and off for like 5 years. But I've been going really fucking... I've been spending like... No, there's... I mean, the past 3 months I spent like at least 30 minutes a day on this one song. Right? So that's 45 hours right there. If that statistic is true, that's 45 hours, and it's like probably close to true. So yeah, fuck it. I spent hundreds of hours on the song. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, this thing here, let's just delay it. Because apparently the sends are misbehaving and I don't know what's going on. Right, that's fun. Can we triplet it? Like this guy, we could put an auto filter on him in the beginning. Why do you have to go back to the song or beats? Me, I'll just let it go. I don't know, perfectionism. I want... So I have a vision of releasing an album, and I've wanted to release this album for the past like 5 or 6 years, and I think the song would go nicely on it. I like the song a lot, and I want the album to be good. And there's issues in the song, and so I'm not gonna just release it if I know there's issues, right? Now I never end up releasing anything, kind of that's the result, but I still think it's good. I think some perfectionism is healthy. It forces you to get good. You know, like I feel like there's two ways to improve, and they are completely like perpendicular from each other. They work orthogonally, and they teach you different things. And one way is to make a shit ton of music. Just keep churning out beats, just keep making songs, make 5 beats a day for 5 summers or whatever the fuck. And that's the best way, and you'll learn the most doing that. But I think on the other side, the perfectionist sit down and hyper focus and fixate on making one song or one EP or whatever the best you can possibly make it, really, really torture the fuck out of yourself and spend hundreds of hours on the thing, that you end up like breaking through and of like leveling up to a higher level. Like every time I release the thing and I go through this process of just mind-numbing, painful, absolute torture for like hundreds of hours working on the thing, at the end of it, my production level, I feel like, has gotten elevated. I could hear things in songs I can't hear before. So there's like, if you just keep pushing in one direction, eventually you'll like break through and get to a new area. However, the amount of time spent to accomplish that versus the gains, like maybe you could argue that's not worth it. But it's all, I don't know, it's all part of the learning process. Also, the end result is if I do this, then the music's going to be extra good. And I want that. I feel like a lot of music that's released could do with a bit more perfectionism, frankly. I think a lot more music can do with people considering not releasing it, you know, or working on it more and trying to like, or just finding novel, unique ideas that really make a song a song. So That's that. And I think this song does something unique and novel and interesting, and that makes it worth finishing. I'm not just doing a thing in a genre that fulfills the label and is danceable or whatever. It does a very particular thing and has a very particular sound and vibe and feel that no other song can achieve. And that's the point of making music, is to make something new. You want to present something new, you know? It doesn't have to be anything massively new. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but your song should have something in it that gives it its own identity, you know? And I think this has that. And I want to make that identity, that thing that it does, I want it to shine as best as it possibly can. I want it to have the best possible impact on people. Because I think my best experiences listening to this song, I want to be able to share that, and the best way to share that is to make it sound as true to its own potential as it can. And so the result is I'm going to torture the fuck out of myself, and I hate every second of it. Said me, I don't even do much in mixing. Beats, sound selection is key. Yeah, and sound design, they're all the same. When you do all of it yourself, when you mix and master and produce and compose and everything, they all blend and become the same thing. So I'm tweaking the sounds constantly while I'm also mixing, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's check what I did here. This guy, you kind of suck. Can we just do that? We can just like hit him with one of these, frankly. We'll hit him with one of these. We'll lower the dry wet. Do you enjoy the songs you make once they're done? Or by the time I release it, do I hate them? The moment I release it, I tend to not want to listen to it for like a month or whatever, but eventually I'll come back to it and really enjoy it. Every once in a while I'll revisit and listen to like albums and EPs I made like 5-6 years ago. And like, there are parts of them that make me cringe, and there are parts of them that I think are fucking sick, and I really enjoy listening to. And so like I enjoy the sum total of the experience of listening to them. So yeah, no, I enjoy it. I mean, I listen to my own like unfinished, unpolished music all the time. I guess the only difference with that and the released music is there's like a bit more like ego, I guess, attached to the release stuff, because I know that it's like that's the finished thing that other people are listening to. So I guess, you know, like the mistakes in it bother me a little bit more. But I listen to my own music all the time. Yeah. I usually don't listen to released music all that much, but you know, like I'm usually listening to unfinished stuff. I'm like analyzing it and trying to think about what I can do better or whatever, or assessing if the song is good. Right? Because like, you know, a song can be good in different circumstances, and so, you know, you got to test out, is the song a bop when you're driving your car? Is it a bop when you're on a hike or you're doing chores? You know, like in what circumstances does it work, and when does it like shine through or whatever? And I can like give you like, I guess, a judgment to like its potential, because a song is more than just you listening to it. You know, it's a musical experience that you live through, and so what are you doing while you're living through it affects the music, because it's an experience while you're experiencing it, that kind of thing. So I think like listening to music a lot can be useful. Though it also can be bad if you over listen to it. I suffer from that also, so I don't know. That sounds kind of good to me, I think. I think that bit sounds much better now. Just had to add some like reverb splashes and little delay things just to like fill out the end portions, but that's cool. Yeah. Okay. I guess I should work on this fucking song. Ugh. See, the problem with the album is like there's like we got like 12 songs on the album, but really there's only like 3 or 4 songs that are real problems. And so just most of my time is just still spent cycling 3 or 4 songs. You know, because it's fun to work on. It's fun to mix down and improve songs that already sound good. It's less fun to work on songs that you spent months trying to make sound good but cannot figure out. And that's basically what you're going to end up doing, right? The bulk of your time is going to be spent trying to fix things that are broken rather than making beautiful things shine, you know? Because it's easy. It's really quick to make beautiful things shine. Like I really love mastering people's music that sounds really, really good. Especially if it's already mixed really well. Like mastering people's music that is already mixed exceptionally well is just really fun and satisfying, and honestly not that much effort. You're just kind of touching it up and then just like making it sound a little bit better and covering blind spots or whatever. But that's not what you do most of the time, you know? Most of the time there's way more issues than that, or you might not like the genre or whatever. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Vulture Carpet. Like, dude, the dopamine you get when you remove a click that like you just noticed, like there's like a really subtle, like muddy sub bass interacting with a limiter kind of clicky thing that like you hadn't noticed in your first 200 listens, but you found it on your 201th listen, and then you remove it, and no one's ever gonna fucking hear that click, but you heard it and you removed it and you made the song objectively better. There's nothing better than that. And this song sounds so fucking bad. Is this even like fixable, dude? Like, you know how mixing it's like a game of whack-a-mole, you know, the more issues. It's like a big game of whack-a-mole, and you fix one thing and then other things pop up elsewhere. And so I spent a while fixing like really fundamental problems with the song, and now I'm just like, I feel like I just like pulled the fucking curtain back, and it's the whole thing is made out of like the whole structure is just, I don't know, moldy and decrepit and fucking pitiful and sad. And I'm realizing as I'm fixing it how much more fucking work there is in making this thing actually work without completely changing the sound of everything, you know? saw synth or lead synth? You're saying I should add that? I ain't adding shit to this song. I've creatively tapped out. Maybe. Maybe. I don't want to do anything to like really change the essence at all, you know? This song's also like fucking 6 years old. Another reason why it's a nightmare to mix down. You know what my advice to you is? Don't try to finish songs that are 6 years old. It's just gonna hurt. Yeah. Okay, where's the delay that goes all crazy? No, it's an echo. We have an echo that goes all crazy. We need to filter it. I like how the cinnamon guy is a character. He has a face and a name. You know, cinnamon guy from Applejacks. It's just him versus crazy guy, which is just it's just James Brown just singing. Hey, thank you, Darian. I appreciate that. You as well. Thank you. Is it just me, or did the high shelf on the kick just make the song sound way the fuck better? I was hearing, I think... It's just... I just have a straight delay just sitting... Yeah, just the straight delay sitting on this is pretty bad. Maybe... I move this delay. What effects do we have on this? Is this active? It's not. We're chilling. Let's just delete that. Let's just move this delay. Look at how many fucking sends there is. There are. There be. There too many, man. I guess I should keep in mind here. I'll keep in mind that automation pattern, and then I will put that over here. I'm breaking this up into a send because then I can like sidechain it and clean it up a lot better. That's the point. So you. Actually, you know what? Let's take this whole guy. I don't think, does this need to be on? Yeah. I'll just say just get into it. Ableton's not that hard to learn. It's really not. Like you got a timeline, and then you can make audio things, and you could just drop straight audio into a thing, and you can put effects down here, or you can make a MIDI track, and then you place down notes, and then the notes will play at the same time as the audio, and you put effects down here. That's basically it. And then you could like make groups, and you can route things into each other, and you could group things together, and then now that this is in a group, you can put effects on this group, and that affects the audio coming out of both of these. That's like all you need to know. That's really it. Ableton's pretty intuitive. It's not as crazy as you think. You could do crazy stuff with it, but like the bare bones, like make a song, like it's just right there. You just drag and drop. How to use the spectrogram thing? The spectrogram is just like a really useful way to know what sounds are doing, just in terms of the frequency spectrum. So, like, So I can like pause this, right? And basically this just splits, you know how your EQ spectrum, EQ, right? Your lows are down here and your highs are all the way over here, right? Take that EQ spectrum, this, and then flip it 90 degrees, right? So that the lows are, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm moving everything around. So the lows are down here and the highs are up here. And basically one instantaneous moment in time is just going to be what's displayed on this. And so this is just like a continuous display of how everything that appears in an EQ spectrum changes over time. That may have sounded more confusing than it needed to be, so I probably explained that poorly. But basically, this just tells you the frequency content in your song. So I can see, here's a kick drum, and then there's no sub bass, and then a kick drum plays, and then a sub bass pumps right afterwards. I can see right here, oh, this is where a snare is, right? So you can see a snare, there's percussion playing. These are all just different transients. I accidentally deleted everything. It's extremely useful for like sound design and stuff, or analyzing music. So like if I'm listening to someone's music and I'm giving feedback and I hear a painful frequency or something, like, you know, let's say I heard like a really painful or just like too loud of a frequency in the like 300 to 500 hertz region, I can look over here and be like, oh, I see, it was these sounds right here at explicitly 390 hertz. And then I can like tell them that. Or when I'm analyzing my own music, I can just look at this, highlight this, and immediately know, oh, okay, I have a little bit of buildup over there. I'll then make an EQ notch that corresponds to that, right? It's just a super useful way to like match what you're hearing to what you're seeing and vice versa. It can also point out stuff that's going on in music that you wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Like there's been a couple times I'm listening to a song and I'll like notice like really, really high frequency stuff occurring, like at like 18, 17 kilohertz. That is like just almost out of my frequency hearing range, right? And I normally wouldn't have noticed it, but because I could see it up here, I ended up noticing it. And then like that can help you analyze what's going on in music. So like Redux, for instance, we like, right, it starts to sound kind of fucked up. You can also see Redux is causing like this like aliasing, high frequency, like distortion, whatever the fuck, right? And so like, you know, you can start to recognize certain patterns. Or I see something like, right, like I can conjoin and, you know, put two and two together with the sounds I'm hearing with what they appear like on the spectrogram. And that can just overall help your understanding of sound like a lot. Same thing also goes, especially, and this is super underrated and it's pretty difficult to do, but using the oscilloscope, this guy, that's just above my head, right? And trying to like the oscilloscope is mostly useful specifically when doing sound design. Because like, I'm not going to look at that oscilloscope while I have a whole song playing. It's changing constantly. It's not telling me any information, right? The only thing the oscilloscope is doing, which if you don't have an intuition for what the oscilloscope does, the oscilloscope is literally just a really zoomed in master waveform of what's coming out of your thing. So if I just set this to resampling and I just record my master for a second. Your oscilloscope is literally just super zoomed in to match like one wavelength, right? It'll be like, oh, this is a wavelength right here. It's just super, super zoomed in right here, and then just scans along as the song is playing. That's all that the oscilloscope is doing. Now, looking at oscilloscopes can be super, super useful when learning like synthesis and FM synthesis. And when you build like a really, really strong intuition for what sounds sound like and what they would look like on an oscilloscope, it teaches you so much about like acoustics and gives you an immediate intuition for how so many different sounds work. It's kind of crazy. Like literally alters the way that you think about sound and hear sound. I've had some like crazy like I don't know, awakening moments of realization on like how the fuck sound works by just thinking about oscilloscopes. Like straight up, I recommend y'all do this. Next time you're at a show, you're at a live show, and you're listening to music, just picture in your head an oscilloscope, right? Every time the snare plays and there's white noise, I want you to envision a noisy waveform, a little splash of noise. The sub is playing, the oscilloscope is mostly just going to be, like a single giant wave with like harmonics and other notes layered on top of it at the same time. And when you do that, like when I do that, I stop hearing sound as like, it's hard to explain, but I stop hearing sound as something that's like a pitch is either high or low. I stop experiencing it as that, and instead a pitch is either fast or slow. I experience sound as something that's happening to me as like I don't know, a speed or whatever. Basically, I start feeling waveforms, if that makes sense, rather than hearing sound. Instead of just being like, oh, there's a sound over there, I'll be like, oh, the waveform that's coming out of that is vibrating against the fucking tympanic membrane in my eardrums at certain rates, and that's producing this experience based on how its position is literally wiggling in space. It's hard to articulate, but it's fucking crazy and trippy. Anyways, so one way to do that is by looking at oscilloscopes and just playing around with like FM synthesis, right? So like, right, you can see, oh, I'm playing only a sine wave, right? And again, if I were to record this guy, 63, out right here, and we just boost the volume, this is literally just the same thing. We're just zoomed in super, super close. The oscilloscope just matches the wavelength, right? You get that. So you can start to understand like FM synthesis, for instance. If we start to vibrato this, right? Like let's make it go like, you can see it starts to expand and contract, right? That's the wavelength expanding or contracting, which is the equivalent of the frequency slowing down and speeding up. You're changing the rate of it, right? So with the thing, when I'm talking about the live show thing, I really encourage y'all to do this. When you're at like a live music thing or just listening to music off of a speaker, envision the oscilloscope in your head of all the music that's playing, and then try to abstract out and envision the physical waveform that's coming out of the speaker and how that's going to hit your body at different moments in time. So, a sine wave, goes like that. You have to envision that's actually just going to be a waveform of a dense air and not dense air coming out of the speaker. Try to turn it into a 3-dimensional thing and experience what it feels like to be hit by those waves while you're envisioning and trying to like conceptualize what the sound is literally actually doing. It's like the most true form of what the sound is, right? There's no abstractions there. Whereas, normally if you're like a music theorist, you'll be like, oh, that's just like a perfect fifth, and you're just thinking about intervals and chords. Whereas this is more so like the literal fucking waveform that's coming out. It is vibrating against you at a certain rate, which causes certain stimuli to go into your brain or whatever. I find it all interesting. Anyways, so you could see this, is slowing down and speeding up, right? That's literally the same thing as the speaker slowing down and speeding up. Envision that and understand that. And then if you speed it up really fast, it ends up moving so fast that it speeds up and slows down within like one cycle of a waveform, which ends up creating harmonics because it's effectively the same thing, right? So if I make this high, right? This is literally FM synthesis. It's just vibrato. And you can see when looking at this waveform that there's like little ripples that are moving over it. That's because the waveform, the vibrato isn't 100% in tune with the base frequency of the fundamental. So it's going to change shape just a little bit constantly, right? If that makes sense. And like little stuff like that, just understanding why is it rippling like that? Oh, it's the result of this not being perfectly in tune. Building that intuition, eventually you stop thinking about, okay, it's rippling because it's not perfectly in tune, blah, 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 and that's why it sounds like it's beating or phasing or whatever. Eventually your brain is just going to go, it looks like that, it sounds like that, and they're just one and the same. I hope this is making sense. But like you can see, it's starting to look kind of saw-like, right? And we're getting even harmonics. We're getting a bunch of even harmonics here. So it's kind of neat. Another thing you can play around with that really, really builds all this intuition in is, honestly, anything involving audio rate modulation. So like you can use Serum's really good at audio rate modulation beyond just like FM, right? And like, remember, you know, right now this is just a saw wave. A saw wave is literally just telling your speaker, push all the way out and then jump back, and then push all the way out and then jump back. That's all that it's telling your speaker to do, right? And then you apply a low pass filter. What is a low pass filter going to do to this waveform? Think about it for a second if you don't know. Just like, what do low pass filters do? They remove high frequencies, right? Effectively, what low pass filters are smoothing functions. They're going to smooth and make every single part of the waveform a little bit more like its neighbors, right? So you can see that the very sharp peak that immediately drops down gets smoothed out, right? And that's because the highest, basically really, really sharp peaks and jumps can only be recreated by extremely high frequencies, right? In fact, if you were to want to create an instantaneous jump between one point and another point, you would need an infinitely fast frequency and an infinite amount of energy to do that, because you're literally teleporting in time. Like, you're literally going from one moment, one spot to another in an instantaneous moment in time, right? So that means that saw waves have infinite harmonics in their actual waveform. So saw waves don't truly exist. We're just approximating them, right? But like, you can hear, for humans, all the frequencies you can hear are present in the saw wave. But like, if you know, there's no mathematically pure saw wave. Same thing goes for square waves, right? They do the same kind of thing. Another thing is clicks, right? Why do clicks sound the way that they do, right? Well, if you had some fucking sound, let's just take this thing. We'll just make you not sound too terrible. And then, like, at some particular point, let's create a click. How can we do that? We can just delete this bit here. And then let's just fucking Frankenstein conjoin them together. It doesn't want me to make clicks. It's being like, please don't do this, bro. So you can see it jumps instantaneously from this point to this point. That's going to create infinite amount of energy, an infinite amount of harmonics, right? That's basically a saw wave, which has infinite amount of energy. It's high frequency noise. It's going to be a shit ton of noise, right? All right, well, it's actually... it's not a good example, frankly, because here, let's do it to the sine wave, because it's so noisy. Shut up. But yeah, you can just go in, you can take some little bit, please, sir, and then take something like that and conjoin them. Giant, disgusting click, right? Because you're literally telling your speaker is just wiggling back and forth, being super chill, and then at one moment it just goes, oh shit, I gotta go really fast, and then it punches out a ton of energy, right? So recognizing that and not thinking about building the intuition between waveform and spectrum is super, super important, because they are literally equal to each other. This thing that's displayed up here, this whole spectrogram, all the frequencies, that is mathematically the same thing as this wave here, right? It's just kind of hard for the human brain to grasp what the fuck is going on. So when you listen to an entire song, let's delete all this nonsense now, right? Right, we just see some big noisy waveform over here. The brain can't really parse what the fuck that looks like and how that matches to this song, but all of that information like visually, I mean. But all that information is literally just contained inside this little waveform, right? These are both identical to each other. You can convert this guy into that guy and that guy into that guy. Technically, this doesn't really have phase information, so I'm being a little, I'm not 100%, if anyone wants to be anal, I'm technically wrong there, but this is still, like, the operation that you use to create this visual display, you can use to get this thing, and vice versa. They're all just visual representations of the exact same thing. And building the intuition for how they relate to each other, I think, is super, super important. There's, what's that one... spectroscope music? Oscilloscope music? I think it's oscilloscope music. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, this guy does a bunch of funny stuff. There was some... Was it the same artist? I feel like it was someone else. I think this might have been it. No. This isn't it. Damn. I'm trying to think. Anyways, basically, look at oscilloscopes when you're listening to music, and it's gonna make a lot of stuff click. You're gonna recognize a lot of really cool shit. Specifically, like, if you can find, damn, I wish I remembered what that YouTube video is. It was a YouTube video of like a pretty crazy song, but it didn't involve percussion. It was just like synthesizers and bass sounds and stuff like that. And so you could just see how the waveforms transforming and stretching and splitting in the middle created different, like, even partials and even harmonics, and you could correspond the sound to everything. And every once in a while it'd start getting jagged and kind of clicky, and then you'd hear a full frequency spectrum harmonics at the same time, and like you really like can grasp and build like a crazy intuition for how all that works. Yeah, I know. I like yapping. I yapped a lot. But basically FM. Oh, I didn't even show. Hold on, I'm not done yapping. So Serum 2 is really good at audio rate modulation. Where is my mini meters? Okay, so if we take, let's mute this guy, and let's turn on our filter, and then we got. So remember, we applied a filter. So this is muted. We have this. We have a saw wave. We're filtering it. That's effectively, we're smoothing the saw wave. Right? You can see it's kind of smooth. It doesn't jump instantaneously down anymore. It's all smoothed out and shit, right? Now, notice I crank the resonance here, and you're suddenly seeing like a sine wave that's layered inside, right? That's kind of weird. But what we're really doing is we're bringing out dramatically the volume of one of these sine waves. And so that's that sine wave that's appearing in the waveform. It was always there, we just increased the volume, right? So that's always there. Let's not do that. Now notice, as I'm changing the cutoff with this high resonance, you're gonna see different harmonics in the harmonic series literally appear. And that is to say, sine waves that are dividing one single wavelength into different numbers, right? If you have your base wavelength and then you see something that's dividing it in two, a sine wave that just completes a cycle twice, that's an octave above or twice the frequency. If it's 3 times, then that's 3 times the frequency, or an octave plus a perfect fifth, right? So you'll notice as I sweep, it's going through different divisions. Now, it looks kind of like a continuous thing because the harmonics are so close together, but it's like kind of quantized jumping between these different divisions and highlighting all those different harmonics, which is neat. Now we can take this oscillator over here, the second oscillator, and let's map that to cutoff. And then I'm gonna make this oscillator a sine wave, and I'm gonna slow it down a lot. So I just pressed a note, right? And what's happening is this is playing at 4 octaves below this guy, right? 4 octaves means you're dividing by 2 4 times. So 2, 4, 8, 16. This is playing at 1/16th the frequency of this note over here. And since this note is playing at like 60 hertz, I think, because I'm playing C, this is playing at 1/16th of that, which is fucking like 3 point something, 3.6 or whatever, right? So we have a sine wave moving this at 3.6 hertz. That's an LFO, right? Remember what I talked about FM synthesis with moving when you have you're using vibrato or applying an LFO and making the vibrato move really, really, really fast. You can make an LFO just turn into FM. You can also just use an oscillator and turn it into an LFO by making it low, because LFO is a low frequency oscillator. They're the same thing. This LFO is just a waveform, but we're conserving its task for just moving knobs rather than outputting and pushing your speaker, right? Because all these do, this just pushes your speaker, and then this LFO wiggles knobs. There's some crazy bullshit magic you can do where you can make these LFOs also push your speaker. You should watch my last YouTube video. Actually goes over crazy shit you can do with Serum, the like synthesizing animal sounds one. But yeah, super useful. So now this guy is wiggling that. If we make it go really fast, right? I made it an octave up. Now it's moving at 2 times. Right? All of a sudden, oh shit, we're getting a crazy bass sound. And it still kind of sounds, you can hear, even though it's moving at audio rate, you can kind of hear the sound of a filter sweeping up and down, and that's making it sound kind of bubbly, right? Even though you don't really hear the individual bubbles, but you kind of can hear the individual bubbles, right? And kind of at this point, figuring out what the oscilloscope is doing is kind of difficult, honestly. I just know from experience that doing this crazy... Okay, actually... Oh no, I think I can understand. Okay, so what's going on right now is we have this waveform, and this guy's moving at half the frequency. And it's sweeping this LFO, right? And so we've divided our waveform into 2, and one half of it is going to be smooth, and one half of it is not going to be smooth, right? Because LFOs are smoothing operations. And you can see, I mean, it's a little noisy. It's jumping around a bit because remember the oscilloscope is trying to pitch track the waveform. You can see that one side is super congested, right? Really, really high frequency stuff. And then the other side is this big, smooth curve hump thing, right? So that makes sense now. And that waveform, whenever you see a waveform that looks like that, no matter how you create that waveform, it's going to sound just like that, and it's going to be the same, equivalent to the same result of if you build it by frequency modulating a filter cutoff really, really fast, no matter how you build it. And you can play with like resonance and stuff. Resonance is a whole other beast. But so basically, the moral of the story is that like kind of outlook of like trying to understand what the oscilloscope is doing, trying to understand what the spectrogram is doing, what is the sound doing, what are the waveforms doing to each other. Gives you a massive, massive understanding of how all this shit works, and gives you an intuition for predicting what the sound will sound like if I twist this knob this way and apply this thing to FM this other thing. And then it opens so many new doors in ways you can approach sound design and synthesis and stuff. All right, I think I'm done yapping now. Yeah, fun impromptu lesson. Let's go back to this dog shit song, and I can maul about it some more. I don't know. I think we just gotta maybe we can use like reverb. That guy is like just too loud in that moment. It's interfering poorly with other guy. I feel like we want this guy to echo out more. Yeah, this guy should echo out a little bit. Can we just do this? Hey, what's up, Canatrox? Yeah, it's been a minute. Has been a minute. I have gained so much confidence on making music. Why? Thank you. I feel like I was confident before. Unless it meant like competence or something. Though this song, it's weird. It's a disparity between the drums in the before section and when the actual drop is ongoing. Like the drums, you're like, oh, these drums kind of suck, and then eventually you're like, actually, they're lit. I have to convince you that they're lit in the beginning so that you never think they suck. You know, like I feel like it holds you hostage a little bit. You get like Stockholm syndrome. You're like, once these drums are all that you know, and then you're like, okay, I kind of like them now, you know. Why do I pan balance and gain on utility at the end of that chain? Because utilities are the best way in Ableton to do explicit like volume automation and stuff like that, especially if you want to have other things later on in your track. If you use volume automation up here, it kind of fucks everything if you want to decide to just change the levels easily at the end. It's just a better practice. The panning over here will hard pan the end signal. What if I want to pan something for a moment and then maybe later on I want to like close the width or whatever in the signal chain or start swapping it later in the signal chain, then I don't have access to that. So it's just like good hygiene for mixing stuff. Just setting yourself up to not be frustrated later if you decide to make other decisions. And drum rack? No, I don't really use drum rack. I did in the very beginning. I do all my drums in audio. I'm an audio guy. I avoid MIDI if I can. I don't know. It's just a preference. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. Honestly, MIDI's probably better for a lot of reasons, but it's just this is just the way I always do it. So I feel like the reverb's kind of good in the beginning and then it sucks. Maybe we can like hit him with the 1-2, you know? A little yin yang. Yin being with reverb, yang being without. And then we hit him with the big splash at the end. Honestly, maybe that here too. Well, I will say this song I've been working on for As of today, 6 years and 3 months. No, 6 years and 1 month. Not like the whole time, obviously, but I've been coming back to this every year and tweaking it a little bit. It sounds like shit. I made really bad decisions when I made it originally because, you know, I was 6 years worse at music production, and I'm just trying to fix those decisions for years on end. There's like a weird little... You? Yeah, you. Get the fuck out of here. And if anyone's like, oh my god, 6 years, that's so long. Like, time will pass way faster than you think. And before you know it, you'll be... I think I'm 8 years in now into music production. And that feels like... It feels like last year I was like 2 years in. Like, time goes by quick, and before you know it, you'll have project files that you've never finished that you've wanted to finish for years and years. You'll be there too. I'm hearing something inconsistent with the percussion. Yeah, what the fuck is that? It's like a really bad high frequency thing. Is it not from you? Now I don't hear it anymore. Now I hear it. What the fuck is that? Oh, I think I know what it is. Yeah, it's this fucker. The fuck? Which one is it? It's just that little bit there. Maybe I just like cut it there. But that might fucking murder the sound. Okay, some of these are way too hard panned. I don't know why I decided to do that. They also, what the fuck? Why? Okay, now we do this. Stop. Okay. Okay. I need to go to bed. I have to wake up early tomorrow and do a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna end the stream here. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you learned something. Maybe I don't know. I will stream again tomorrow. That's the plan. Um, maybe not. I need to work on a video. I'm making a video now. I've been procrastinating it, but I really need to do it. I'm making a video for the new VST that's coming out, so gotta hunker down and write a script or just yap at a camera and hope it goes well. Yeah, gotta do that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Are you in England, I think? I can't remember. It's been a year. Um, yeah. Yeah, most of my streams are always around this. Oh, lately I've been doing it later and later and later, but I should probably stop streaming so fucking late. I don't know. All right. Yeah, I'm heading out.